All right, let's talk about something that's on pretty much every parent's mind, paying for your child's education. It's one of the best things you can do for them, but wow, that price tag just keeps climbing, doesn't it? So how do you make sure that dream education doesn't turn into a financial nightmare? Let's dive in. And boom, that question right there, it hits the nail on the head. You're doing the right thing. You're saving. But is it enough? Is the plan you have today actually setting your child up for success, or is it accidentally leading them down a path into years and years of debt? It's a tough pill to swallow, but we have to face it head on. So, first up, let's get real about what we're actually up against. We need to understand the true cost of that dream education because, it's a moving target, and believe me, it is moving way faster than most people think. Let's put a number on it. Right now, a good engineering degree in India is going to set you back about 10 lakh rupees. Okay, it's a big number, but you might think, yeah, I can probably manage that. So think of that as our starting point, right? But this is where the story gets a little crazy. Just look at that jump. In only 10 years, that same degree, it's not 15 lakhs, it's not 20, it's projected to cost a whopping 35 lakhs. Yeah, more than 3 times the cost. This isn't just your standard everyday inflation. Something else is going on here. And this is the culprit right here. You see, the stuff we buy every day, that's going up by maybe 6% a year. But education costs? Whoa, they're in a league of their own, soaring at 10 to 12% every single year. We're talking new university buildings, higher professor salaries, the whole shebang. It means your money has to run twice as fast just to stay in the same place. So, okay, what happens when your savings just can't keep up with that insane growth? Well, a lot of families turn to education loans. And it sounds like a simple fix, but this is where some really serious hidden dangers can pop up. And here is the absolute gut punch. It's like you're fighting a battle on 2 fronts. On one side, the cost of the degree is ballooning by up to 12% a year. On the other, the loan you take to cover that cost has an interest rate that could be as high as 15%. You're literally paying extra money on an already inflated price. This is what financial experts call a debt trap. And it's exactly what it sounds like. Your child graduates, not just with a diploma, but with this massive financial anchor weighing them down. It can dictate their career choices, stop them from buying a house, and just generally mess with their financial freedom for years. Let's make this super real for a second. A 10 lakh loan, that can easily turn into a 20,000 rupee payment every single month for 5, maybe even 7 years. Imagine being a fresh graduate. That could be nearly half your take-home pay, just gone right out of the gate. Okay, that was pretty grim, I know. The problem is huge, but, and this is a big but, there is a way to fight back. There's a hero in this story. Let's talk about your secret weapon, an incredibly powerful force that can completely change the game, the magic of compounding. So what even is compounding? Honestly, it's the closest thing we have to a financial superpower. It's your money making babies. It's not just your original investment growing. The earnings from that investment start making their own earnings. It's this incredible snowball effect that starts small, but over time can turn tiny regular savings into a fortune. And you can see it happen right here. For the first few years, you're like, is this thing even on? The growth is slow, but then you hit year 5. You head towards year 10, and that's when the magic kicks in. The growth curve just goes whoosh. It gets steeper and steeper. By the time your child is packing for college, those small monthly bits you put away have turned into something really substantial. Okay, so you're sold on compounding. Awesome. But how do you actually do it? You need to have the right gear, the right tools in your financial toolkit. So let's look at a few fantastic options to get you started. Here are 3 solid choices, each with its own special power. First, you've got your equity SIP. That just means you're putting a fixed amount of money every month into stock market mutual funds. This one has the highest potential for growth. We're talking 12% or more, which you absolutely need to beat that crazy education inflation. Then, if you have a daughter, the Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana is a no-brainer. It's government-backed, completely tax-free, and gives you steady returns. And finally, there's the good old PPF, or Public Provident Fund. It's safe, reliable, and also tax-free. Look, the real pro move isn't to pick just one, but to use a smart mix of these to balance out your risk over time. And here are 2 little pro tips to really put your plan on steroids. First, try to carve out a specific chunk of your income, say 20% if you can swing it, and dedicate it to this goal. Second, every time you get a raise at work, give your investment a raise too. Bumping it up by just 10% every year will have a massive impact down the road. All right, we've talked about the problem, we've found the solution, and we've looked at the tools. Now, it's all about you. It's time to make this personal and build your own action plan. So first question I have for you, what's the exact goal? And I mean, what is that degree going to cost in the future with inflation? Don't guess. Go online, find an education inflation calculator, and get your real target number. Okay, next up, time for a little tough love. Take a hard, honest look at what you're doing right now. Is it actually going to get you to that number we just figured out? Or is there a gap you need to start closing, like today? And hey, if you're listening to this and thinking, oh man, I'm so far behind, please don't panic. You know what they say? The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is right now. So how can you catch up? Can you invest your next bonus? Can you increase your SIP by just a little bit? The most important thing is just to start. So here it is, the final thought I want to leave you with. When you're up against these insane education costs, compounding isn't just a nice little financial trick. It's not optional. It is the essential, non-negotiable weapon that ensures your child graduates with a future, not a massive debt. It is, quite simply, the loan killer. The only question left is, when are you going to pull the trigger?